AT&T wanted to pay $39 billion to buy T-Mobile. And the concern here, according to the Justice Department, is that it would substantially lessen competition in the wireless market. Joining us is Christopher King. He's an analyst from Stifel Nicolaus. He's on the phone with us from Baltimore. Chris, are you changing your buy rating on AT&T shares right now?
No, certainly not with the stock off 6% or so. Again, essentially down in line roughly with the $3 billion breakup fee that the company would have to pay. The stock did run up on the news of the deal initially and kind of people beginning to bake in the synergies that the company had guided to with the respect to the deal. So, we had a buy on them certainly before the T-Mobile deal was announced from a valuation standpoint. And, certainly from that day, not a whole lot in our view has changed from the beginning point to the end point, just a whole lot in the middle there.
So the Justice Department thinks this would lessen competition, create the biggest carrier in this country, perhaps even raise consumer fees. What were you modeling for that?
Well, certainly we were not, modeling significant increases in ARPU, or average revenue per user, as a result of the deal going through. I think it had always been a controversial deal, certainly just given the high amount of concentration that it would leave AT&T and Verizon with combined in the U.S. wireless industry. So we had always put it at best a kind of a 60 to 65% chance of approval. Clearly, while the deal is not technically dead yet, today's announcement does create a significant uphill battle for AT&T to now get this deal done. Obviously, the initial reaction being positive for Sprint, although I think one of the things was interesting to note in the DOJ announcement from our view, the DOJ was really focused and said time and time again about how important it was to have 4 national wireless carriers in the U.S. A lot of the speculation had been around Sprint getting together with T-Mobile at some point. Presumably, if the 4 national wireless carriers is really important to the DOJ, that deal may have a much larger uphill battle than I otherwise would have thought, for example, 6 months ago.
You think that mergers in the telecom space come to a screeching halt today?
Well, I think certainly with respect to AT&T and Verizon, the answer is clearly yes, that the government feels that they're big enough. Thank you very much. I think that, again, the next deal that I think would have been mentioned if the AT&T T-Mobile deal is indeed dead is the Sprint T-Mobile deal that had been rumored for a while prior to the AT&T bid coming out. But, again, I think it's having watched that DOJ announcement this morning, it's very unclear to me how the DOJ would respond even to that deal.
AT&T at least has $3 billion worth of reasons to fight for this to go through. It's going to be an interesting thing to watch. Chris, thank you very much for giving us your analysis. Chris King, analyst from Stifel Nicolaus, saying he's keeping that buy on AT&T shares despite news of the DOJ filing to halt that acquisition.